Microwaves are quick and easy to use. For many older people, they are the main tool in the kitchen. You press a button, and your food is ready. But here's something most people don't know. Not all foods should go in the microwave. For some foods, using the microwave can quietly harm your health, how you digest food, or even your safety. Some foods change in ways we can't see when they get hot in a microwave. They can lose good stuff like vitamins, their shape can break down, or worse, bad things can form in them that weren't there before. For older adults, whose bodies can be more sensitive, these changes can cause bigger problems than they might for younger people. On the other hand, some foods get even better when you bake them in an oven. The oven's heat is gentle and steady. It can bring out more nutrients, make food taste better, and make it easier to digest. This is all done without the strong, quick energy of a microwave. So, in today's video, we'll talk about both. We'll look at 5 common foods you should never put in the microwave, even if it seems easy. Then, we'll look at 5 great foods you should bake. Baking them is not just tastier, but it's also better for your body. You might be surprised by some of the foods on our list. Some of these might be foods you eat every week. But making small changes, like using the oven instead of the microwave, could make you feel noticeably better. So, get ready to learn, and let's think differently about how we heat our food. Because when it comes to your health, how you cook your food is just as important as what you eat. 1. Hard-boiled eggs. A hidden danger in your microwave. They look safe, right? Already cooked, full of protein, easy to keep, and quick to heat up. But putting hard-boiled eggs in the microwave is a bad idea, and not for the reason you might think. It's not just that microwaving can make eggs rubbery and taste bad. The real problem is what happens inside the egg. When a microwave heats a hard-boiled egg, the heat builds up fast under the shell. Steam gets trapped inside the firm white part. If that pressure has nowhere to go, the egg can actually explode. We don't mean a small pop. We mean a loud, hot egg bursting everywhere, either in the microwave or sometimes after you've taken it out. This sudden burst can cause burns, make a big mess, and be very annoying. If you don't move quickly or have trouble getting around, it's not just messy, it's a real safety risk. Besides the mess, there's another reason to keep hard-boiled eggs out of the microwave. They don't heat evenly. The microwave often warms up the outside but leaves the middle cool. This can create spots where germs like salmonella can live, especially if the egg wasn't stored perfectly before you heated it. For older adults, who can get sick from food more easily, this is a risk you don't want to take. So, what should you do instead? If you want your egg warm, take off the shell and cut it in half or into slices. Then, warm it gently in a pan with a little bit of water. Or, you can cover it loosely and heat it for a very short time in the microwave only if it's chopped up, not whole. Even better, eat it cold. Hard-boiled eggs taste great cold, like in salads or with a little salt. Eggs are one of the best foods, but the microwave is not their friend. When it comes to hard-boiled eggs, it's safer and smarter not to use the microwave. 2. Processed meats. Why microwaving them may be bad for your health. Hot dogs, bacon, sausages, and deli ham are processed meats that many people eat. They are easy to store, quick to heat, and often part of meals we know and love. But if you often reheat them in the microwave, you should think again.
Why?
Because processed meats already have a lot of salt, things to make them last longer, preservatives, and something called nitrites. When you microwave them, especially if it's too hot or for too long, these nitrites can mix with other things in the meat and make something much more worrying, nitrosamines. These are chemicals that have been linked to a higher chance of getting cancer, especially in the stomach and intestines. Your body can handle a little bit of these, but for older adults who might eat smaller meals more often, microwaving these meats day after day can slowly increase that risk. This is especially true because older adults' bodies might take longer to break down food and get rid of harmful things. There's also the problem of uneven heating. Microwaves don't always heat processed meats all the way through, especially if they are fatty or have fillings, like stuffed sausages. This uneven heat can leave some parts not cooked enough while other parts are very hot. This is a perfect situation for germs to grow and cause food sickness. And we haven't even talked about the taste. Bacon can get chewy instead of crispy. Hot dogs might split open and leak. Cold cuts can turn rubbery. The microwave just wasn't made for these kinds of foods, and your health wasn't made to handle the changes that happen to them in the microwave. What's a better way? If you're going to eat processed meat sometimes, it's better to bake it or cook it in a pan. Baking heats the meat evenly and helps stop too many nitrosamines from forming. Even better, try other foods like roasted turkey slices, sausages made from lentils, or grilled vegetables when you want something tasty and filling. You don't have to stop eating processed meats completely, but how you heat them is important. For safety, taste, and your long-term health, keep them out of the microwave and use slower, better ways to heat them. 3. Leafy greens. When the microwave makes healthy food risky. Spinach, kale, and beet greens are some of the healthiest foods you can eat. They are full of fiber, good things called antioxidants, iron, and especially nitrates. These greens help your heart, blood flow, and even your brain. But here's something many people don't know. When you microwave leafy greens, especially if they've already been cooked once, those good natural nitrates can change into something not so good. When leafy greens get very hot and unevenly heated in a microwave, nitrates can turn into nitrosamines. These are the same possibly harmful things found in processed meats that have been microwaved too much. This is especially risky if the greens were cooked before, then cooled, stored, and heated up again. Heating them again this way creates the perfect conditions for chemical changes that make the greens less nutritious and could even be bad for your health over time. For older adults, this is very important. As we get older, our bodies are not as good at getting rid of bad things, and our stomachs become more sensitive. So, while younger people might not notice any problems from heating greens in the microwave many times, older adults might feel more discomfort or their bodies might hold on to more of the bad stuff. Also, think about how they feel to eat. Microwaved greens can get limp, wet, and taste bitter. This is very different from the fresh, slightly crisp taste they have when you steam or lightly fry them the right way. So, what's a better way? If you have greens that are already cooked, warm them up gently on the stove with a little water or olive oil. Just warm them, don't cook them again. Or, even better, eat them cold in a salad or add them to a warm bowl of grains right before you eat. You still get the good stuff without heating them in a harsh way. And if you're baking a dish that has leafy greens in it, like a casserole, that's okay. The important thing is to use slow, even heat, not a quick blast from the microwave that changes what the food is made of. Leafy greens are great for your health. Let's treat them right by not using the microwave and keeping the good nutrients your body needs. 4. Breast milk. Why microwaving it is dangerous, especially for babies and caregivers. If you're a grandparent helping with a new baby, or just keeping breast milk for when little ones visit, it might seem easy to use the microwave. It feels quick and simple. But when it comes to breast milk, you should never put it in the microwave. Here's why. Breast milk isn't just food, it's like medicine. It has living enzymes, antibodies, things that fight off sickness, and other good things that help babies fight infections, build a healthy stomach, and grow strong. But these important nutrients are also very delicate. When they get too hot or heated unevenly in a microwave, many of them break down or stop working. This means the milk might still look okay, but the very parts that make it so good are gone. Even more worrying is the danger of hot spots. Microwaves heat things unevenly. The bottle might feel warm on the outside, but the liquid inside can have hidden spots that are very hot. A baby's mouth and throat are very sensitive, and just one of these hot spots can cause serious burns, even if the bottle was only warmed for a few seconds. And it's not just babies who are at risk. Older adults who might be taking care of babies, especially if they react slower or can't see very well, are more likely to have accidents when handling bottles that are too hot. So, what should you do instead? The safest way to warm breast milk is to put the bottle or storage bag in a bowl of warm water for a few minutes. Gently swirl it, never shake it, to spread the heat. Always test the temperature on your wrist before feeding the baby. If you're storing milk, write the date on it clearly and don't reheat it more than once. And always talk to the baby's parents about how to store and handle breast milk properly. Microwaving might seem fast, but when it comes to breast milk, it's a shortcut that costs too much in terms of nutrients, safety, and care. The slow, gentle way is best to protect what's most important. 5. Potatoes. Why they're risky to microwave if stored wrong. Potatoes are one of the most comforting and common foods in the world. You can do many things with them, they don't cost much, and they taste good. Whether mashed, baked, or roasted, many older adults have them in their kitchens. But if you've ever microwaved a potato that's been sitting around for a while, you might be taking a bigger risk than you think. Here's the problem. How you store potatoes is important. When raw potatoes are stored in cool, dark, wet places, like a basement or the fridge, the starch inside them starts to turn into sugar. This sugar, when it gets very hot like in a microwave, can lead to something called acrylamide forming. Acrylamide is a chemical that might be harmful and has been linked to a higher chance of getting cancer, especially if you eat it over time. The risk is higher if the potato has started to sprout or turn green. These are signs it's making solanine, a natural poison that the potato makes to protect itself from bugs. Solanine isn't destroyed by microwave heat, and even a little bit can make sensitive people feel sick, have headaches, or have stomach problems. Older adults with weaker stomachs and bodies that don't get rid of toxins as quickly may be especially at risk. Microwaving also heats potatoes unevenly. This can leave hard, undercooked spots next to super hot spots. This doesn't just make the potato taste bad, but it can also let germs survive in some cases. So, how can you enjoy potatoes safely? First, store them in a cool, dry place with good airflow, never in the fridge. Second, always check for soft spots, sprouts, or green skin and cut those parts away completely. And if you're reheating cooked potatoes, do it in the oven or on the stove where the heat is more even and you know what to expect. Baked potatoes are not only safer, they also taste better and are more satisfying. Add a little olive oil, some fresh herbs, and you've got a great food for older adults, just prepared the right way. Potatoes can be good for you and comforting. But like many good things, you need to handle them right. Don't use the microwave, and treat them with the same care you give to the people you cook for. Now that you know which foods to keep out of the microwave, let's talk about the ones that are really great when cooked in the oven. These are foods that don't just get cooked by baking, but they get much better because of it. If you want more flavor, better digestion, and more good nutrients, these 5 foods are worth turning on the oven for. 6. Salmon. Why baking is better for your body and brain. Salmon is more than just a tasty dinner. It's one of the best foods you can eat for your long-term health. It's full of omega-3 fatty acids, good fats, high-quality protein, and important vitamins like B12 and D. It's a true superfood, especially for older adults who want to protect their heart, joints, and brain. But how you cook salmon can make a big difference in what your body actually gets from it. When you microwave salmon, it often cooks unevenly. Some parts get rubbery while others stay cold. The fish can dry out quickly and lose both its good texture and taste. Worse, the strong microwave heat can break down the delicate omega-3 fats, which is the main reason many people eat salmon. Baking, on the other hand, treats salmon gently. By cooking salmon slowly and evenly in the oven, usually at a medium temperature around 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 175 Celsius, you help keep it moist, flavorful, and full of nutrients. The omega-3s stay good, the protein stays tender, and the natural oils come out gently, making it melt in your mouth in a way microwaves can't match. Even better, baking lets you add healthy things. You can add lemon slices, fresh herbs, olive oil, or garlic without worrying about them splattering or getting soggy. Everything mixes together nicely in the oven. And for your stomach, baked salmon is easier to digest than fried or overcooked fish. For older adults who have acid reflux, problems with their teeth, or sensitive stomachs, baked salmon offers great nutrition in a way that's easy for the body to use and easy to chew. Want to make it even easier? Bake a few pieces at once and store them for quick meals during the week. Reheat them gently in the oven or eat them cold on a salad for a no-cook lunch. Microwaves may be fast, but when it comes to salmon, baking is better for both the flavor and the health benefits. It's not just a better way to cook it, it's a better way to eat it. 7. Sweet potatoes. Why the oven brings out their best. Sweet potatoes are a real gift for older adults. They are naturally sweet, full of fiber and antioxidants, and easy on the stomach. They help your heart, keep your blood sugar steady, and are even good for your eyes because they have a lot of beta-carotene, which your body turns into vitamin A. But here's the secret. How you cook sweet potatoes changes how your body uses them. And when it comes to getting the most out of them, baking is by far the best choice. When you bake a sweet potato, something amazing happens. The slow, dry heat of the oven makes the natural sugars inside turn slightly brown and sweet, which makes them taste better and helps your body use the nutrients better. The inside becomes soft, sweet, and rich, almost like a dessert, without adding any sugar. And because baking doesn't add water like boiling does, the nutrients stay in the potato, in every bite. Microwaving, on the other hand, cooks them fast but makes them not as good. The texture can turn rubbery or mushy, the flavor is boring, and uneven heating can make hot spots on the outside while the inside is still undercooked. For older adults, especially those watching their blood sugar or who have sensitive stomachs, baked sweet potatoes give a gentle kind of energy that lasts a long time. Their natural fiber slows down how quickly sugar gets into your blood, helping to stop big ups and downs. Plus, they're easy to chew and you can use them in many ways. Serve them mashed, cut into cubes, or just cut in half and eaten right from the skin with a bit of olive oil or cinnamon. Want to make the most of them? Bake several at once and keep the extras in the fridge. They heat up nicely in the oven, or you can eat them cold in a salad or smoothie. Sweet potatoes baked the right way are warm, comforting, and very satisfying. It's a small, good thing you can do for your body and soul. The microwave might be quicker, but it can't match the goodness the oven brings out. 8. Apples. Why baking turns them into a digestive delight. We've all heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away. And it's true. Apples are full of fiber, antioxidants, and natural things that help your heart, stomach, and even your brain. But as we get older, raw apples aren't always easy to eat or digest. That's where baking comes in. It changes a crisp fruit into a warm, soothing food that's good for your whole body. Baked apples are easier on your stomach. The heat makes them softer, making the type of fiber called pectin gentler and easier for your stomach to use. This fiber helps you go to the bathroom regularly, feeds good bacteria in your gut, and can lower cholesterol. For older adults who have constipation, a slow stomach, or sensitive teeth, baked apples are a gentle, tasty solution. But the good things don't stop with digestion. When you bake apples, their natural sugars get a little stronger, making them comfortably sweet without any added sugar. Baking also keeps most of the vitamins, especially if you bake them with the skin on. And then there's the nice feeling they give you. The smell of warm apples and cinnamon isn't just nice. It can bring back memories, reduce stress, and help you relax in the evening. Add a sprinkle of cinnamon, which also helps control blood sugar, a few chopped nuts, or a bit of plain yogurt, and you have a snack or dessert that feels like a treat but is good for your health. Unlike the microwave, which can make apples soggy, unevenly heated, or tasteless, the oven slowly brings out their deep, rich flavor. It treats the fruit well and keeps the good things it offers. Baked apples are more than just a warm treat. They're a smart choice for older adults looking for healthy food, comfort, and a simple pleasure at the end of the day. They feed not only your body, but your memories and spirit, too. 9. Cauliflower or broccoli. Why baking makes them healthier. Cauliflower and broccoli are two of the best vegetables you can eat, especially as you get older. They are packed with fiber, vitamin C, folate, and special things like sulforaphane. These help fight swelling, help your liver clean itself, and may even lower your risk of cancer. But here's what many people don't realize. How you cook these vegetables greatly changes how good they are for you and how much you enjoy them. When you microwave cauliflower or broccoli, they often end up limp, watery, and smelling like sulfur. The texture is mushy, the flavor is boring, and many of the good things that are sensitive to heat can be lost, especially if they're overcooked. What's worse, that strong sulfur-like smell isn't just bad, it's a sign those powerful antioxidants are breaking down too quickly. Baking, on the other hand, is much better. When you roast cauliflower or broccoli in the oven, the dry, even heat makes their natural sugars turn a little brown, making them slightly crispy, nutty, and full of flavor. This not only makes them taste and feel better, but it also helps keep more of the good plant stuff that helps you age well. You can mix them with a little olive oil, garlic, or turmeric to make them even better at fighting swelling, or sprinkle lemon juice on them after baking to help your body use the nutrients. Baking also lets you control how they cook. No sogginess, no bad smell, and you don't have to guess if they're cooked too much. For older adults, this means they are easier to chew, better for digestion, and more enjoyable to eat. And because they taste so good, baked broccoli and cauliflower can actually become something you look forward to eating, not just something you feel you should eat. Want to make it simple? Roast a whole tray at once and keep leftovers for soups, omelets, or side dishes all week. They heat up beautifully and still taste amazing. Microwaves may be quick, But baking helps broccoli and cauliflower be the best they can be for both your health and your taste buds. 10. Whole grain bread. Why baking your own is worth it. Bread is a basic food, warm, familiar, and comforting. But not all bread is the same, especially for older adults. Many breads you buy in stores, even if they say whole grain, are full of preservatives, added sugars, and refined flours that make your blood sugar go up quickly and leave you hungry again soon. That's where baking your own whole grain bread becomes more than just a hobby. It becomes an investment in your health. When you bake bread at home, you control exactly what goes into it. That means real whole grains like oats, spelt, or whole wheat. These grains are rich in fiber, B vitamins, magnesium, and carbs that give you energy slowly. These things help keep your energy steady, your digestion healthy, and your blood sugar under control, all important for aging well. It also means no extra bad stuff, no gums, no fake flavors, no flour that has had its nutrients stripped out, just clean ingredients your body knows. And here's the best part: homemade bread doesn't have to be hard. There are many simple recipes that don't need kneading, mixers, or a lot of baking skill. All you need is a bowl, a spoon, an oven, and a little patience. Baking also lets you make your bread just how you like it. Add flax seeds for omega-3s, sunflower seeds for crunch, or chopped nuts for protein. You can even use less salt or try gentle sweeteners like mashed banana or applesauce to make it softer. For your stomach, fresh whole grain bread is easier to digest, especially if it's fermented a little, like in sourdough or doughs left overnight. And for older adults with dental issues, warm homemade bread is soft and satisfying to chew, which you won't get from crusty, store-bought breads. Microwaving bread. It turns chewy, dry, or rubbery in seconds. But baking your own fills your home with comfort, your body with good food, and your plate with something made just for you. It's not just about bread. It's about care, thinking about what you're doing, and giving your body what it really needs. By now, you've seen how something as simple as the way you heat your food can make a real difference. Not just in taste, but in how your body works, recovers, and stays healthy. Microwaves aren't bad. They are useful for being fast and easy. But for certain foods, especially those with lots of nutrients or that are sensitive to heat, they can do more harm than good. And as we get older, every bite counts a little more. Digestion slows down, we need more nutrients, and even small problems can affect how we sleep, think, and feel each day. Baking, on the other hand, has a different, slower pace. It's slower, yes, but it's more careful with the food. It gives food the time and space to get better naturally. Flavors get deeper, textures improve, and more nutrients stay in the food. And for older adults, that gentler way of cooking isn't just nice, it's often needed. But here's the good news. You don't have to change everything in your kitchen all at once. Just start with one change. Maybe it's roasting your broccoli instead of steaming it, or baking your sweet potatoes on Sunday to eat all week. These small changes add up to more energy, comfort, and peace of mind. Food is more than just fuel. It's medicine. It's memory. It's something we share with people we love. And how we prepare it is a way of taking care of ourselves. If this video helped you see your kitchen in a new way, we hope you'll find more helpful tips from us. We're here to bring you useful advice and positive ideas to help you feel your best, one small choice at a time. Because in the end, it's not just about cooking. It's about living better, longer, and with more joy in every bite.